to say goodbye. We don't need to fight and cry. No, no, we could hold each other tight inside.
time I think of you, I always catch my breath, and I'm still standing here, and you're miles away, and I'm wondering why you left. And there's a storm that's raging through my frozen heart tonight. I hear your name in certain circles, and it always makes me smile. I spend my time thinking about you, and it's almost driving me wild. And there's a heart that's breaking down this long distance line tonight. I ain't missing you at all. Missing you since you've been gone away. I ain't missing you. Missing you. No matter what I might say, there's a message in the wire, and I'm sending you this signal tonight. You don't know.
Hello, hello. Okay, this works. I think we will start. Welcome back to UID, to most of you. My name is Damien Horst. I have to remember to do this and talk. And as of today, I am Director for Strategic Collaboration, a little shift in my title, taking care still of all these very important part of what we need to do, which is collaborate. It's part of what design is about, and it's something that we value a lot, and we feel like this should have no glitch now in the transition between leaderships. So I'm really happy to continue with that role, at least for the next 2 years. That is the plan. And I know that some of you were not here yesterday, so it would be very cool to just give you a little overview of what we did the first day of UID18. We started with a little bit of finding out about the city. We had the possibility to go around on a bus tour and discover the city through the eyes of gender perspective. We also had the opportunity to learn about a project that has happened in the last 3 years in our neighbor here, Sliperiet Plus project, about 3D printing using wood, 3D printing a house using wood. Very interesting. And then after that, our friends at the Bildmuseet next door also offered the chance to show how they set up an exhibition. I don't know how many of you had the chance to do that. I wish I was there. I think it's always very nice to see behind the scenes how things are prepared. I guess you can understand how valuable, how strategic this event is for us. We are trying to connect these brilliant students we have with the industry. We definitely use this opportunity to listen to your feedback. We would really love to get your impression on what you see and suggestions on how we can improve things. That is really important. We can't avoid not talking about the future also, possible collaborations that will be happening. And yeah, please keep them coming. These opportunities we really value as well. I started talking about what we did yesterday and I sidetracked completely. But I'm getting more comfortable here, so it's good that I noticed. So, and then we, of course, started the show yesterday at 1 o'clock with very interesting conversation. I think that change in the formula of the event was very, very healthy. We've introduced this more interactive discussion module that went really well, Tim, I think. And from what I heard around later on, it was really appreciated. So yeah, I think that was a hit. And then you know that after that, student after student, 3-minute speeches, we got to know about 2/3 of all the graduation projects that were done here in the last term. And then the party began. Yeah, we got a surprise duo, DJs, coming here to energize us. And then we had the dinner, and then we opened the exhibition. And that went on. And I know that I went home around 2 o'clock. I think the student union was very happy because they sold a lot of drinks last night. I was leaving at 2 o'clock because I had to collect everything that was left around the school here. So yeah, very active, very productive day yesterday. A few hours of sleep and we are back to see the final 1/3 of these amazing graduation projects. And this is what we'll do now until the first break in the morning. So yeah, I welcome all of you back. And if you're just arriving, feel at home and enjoy the day with what we have in store for you. Okay, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Have you ever met someone without a heartbeat? I actually did, quite a few of them. And Dick is one of them. He is living just like you and me, like a normal person, but instead of a heartbeat, he has this. And what you just heard is the sound of a surgically implanted pump that replaces the function of left ventricle, and it connects to an external control unit and batteries through a drive line coming out of the abdomen. And those devices are today mainly used for heart failure patients to support them until a donor heart becomes available. And this actually can take up to 3 years, quite a long time. And today only 10% of these candidates actually gets through the transplantation because there's a donor shortage. And in some other cases, patients might not be eligible for transplant, and then this therapy becomes kind of last resort. And it also helps some patients to become transplantation eligible again by providing a good blood flow to the body and helping to treat other diseases in the meanwhile. But living with one of these devices is not the easiest. Although it increases life quality and expectancy, emotional distress may remain high. Because it is a basically battery-powered life, no matter what you do. Doing sports, sleeping, showering, in any part of daily routine that you can imagine. And some patients might not feel comfortable being in the social settings because of the stigmatizing look and also the exposed driveline. And the driveline is maybe the most stigmatizing part of this therapy today. They are not independent when it comes to daily dressing changes. And it also causes infections, which is one of the biggest risk of complications today. So this is IDEO. It's an adaptable product solution for different contexts and scenarios. Longer duration batteries can be worn discreetly underneath the clothing for daytime use. Using the small battery pack, when patients are physically active or at home, they can have greater extent of freedom. For more intimate situations like taking a shower or having sex, the external worn components are minimized. Utilizing the transcutaneous energy transfer system, the risk of infections can be eliminated. By connecting all the key stakeholders in the process, LVAD nurses and caregivers can stay notified in case of emergency alarms, and also it simplifies the monitoring for the patients. So this is IDEO, and I am Ahsen, and graduating from Advanced Product Design program this year. If you want to hear more, please visit my stand. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Melissa Helmund, and I am from the Interaction Design Master Program. My thesis has been about bringing distributed families together. When families move away, one of the things they have to get used to is communicating like this through devices or any of the many services and platforms available today, which, granted, have vastly improved the speed and form in which we speak to each other over the distance. Yet, they still have some glitches. They're sometimes deficient when it comes to helping us feel together, like if we were actually in the same place. Why does it feel so different, though? How might we design togetherness-oriented communication for distant families? These are just some of the problems I encountered during my research. Finding the available times in common, having to repeat the story over and over for different people, or having conversations spread through the many different platforms and services available, resulting in communication that feels unnatural, forced, and unspontaneous. I'd like to introduce Sela, a device that embodies a set of principles aimed at helping families feel closer together. It lives in the home, and it exchanges information about the family and their activities. This is Sam. She's at home, and she wouldn't mind the conversation. So by tapping Sela, she can show her family she's available. And her relatives can decide whether or not they respond to it or just see it as a sign of company. Alex, Sam's brother, can seamlessly open up an audio channel between their homes by just calling out her name or whatever other command he has pre-established.
Connect with Sam. Sam, are you there? How was it today?
Accept. Hey, brother. Yeah, it went well. Now I just have to wait and see. But hey.
Families are all about group interactions and conversations. So Sam can easily invite other family members into a conversation, even if it's already happening.
Let me bring in Mom and Bob.
But it was like that. I remember clearly.
So what I remember
Hello, Sam.
is that,
Hello, Alex.
Bob, you're here. We were just talking about...
And her mom, who lives 8 hours away, can listen to it later and participate as if it was happening in the same moment, so scheduling doesn't become an obstacle. I'm happy to talk more about my project. Come by my stand, it's in the lobby in the entrance level. Thank you.
Well done, Melissa. Now it's your turn to sign. You can go all the way there.
Hello. Hi, my name is Jenny, and I'm graduating from the bachelor program. And I have been collaborating with Electrolux during my thesis project. I think many of us can relate to food waste and the unpleasant experience of taking care of it. During my project, I have been looking into how food waste management can be improved in apartment households. Of all actors, it is actually the households that stands for the biggest amount of food waste. And first of all, we should of course minimize the food waste. But what do we do with the unavoidable food waste, the waste that are difficult to reduce? By recycling it, we can take advantage of both the nutrients and the energy in the food. But studies shows that 2/3 of the food waste that are thrown ends up in the garbage bin, which is instead combusted. And during my research, I saw that the main reason why people don't recycle the food waste today is mainly because of comfortable reasons, such as lack of space and time, and that it feels unpleasant and boring. I'm happy to show Loop, which is a food waste sorting routine where the user collects the food waste inside the apartment, so it then can be centrally recycled. Loop is focusing on efficiency and user comfortability when handling food waste. It consists of a sink and a collector underneath. With the sink and the associated functions, the user gets an optimized and hygienic workflow when sorting out the food waste. The collector is then decomposing the food waste and separating and drains the wet out in the sewer system, and the dry content collects in a container. The container will maintain the nutrients in the food waste and prevent it from bad smell. This results in a more pleasant experience and less emptying occasions for the user. The user can both control and get information about the collector through an interaction area integrated in the sink. And when the container is full, it can easily be emptied into existing recycling bin or compost, so we can create a closed loop. Thank you so much. My name is Jenny, and please visit me in the BFA exhibition.
I can hold that for you. You took the clicker from Kishan. Can you give the clicker to Kishan? This thing to Kishan? We're waiting for you to sign. Good. Gracias. Gracias. Thank you. It was made very small. Maybe you need to open it.
Good morning. My name is Kishan. I am from India, and today I am going to talk about my project, Concept Eurotrans. So the project started with a question that autonomous cars are really close to us now, and we'll see the first fully autonomous cars running on the streets next to us in a really short time. So what will be the future of these autonomous cars and the highways these cars are running on look like when these cars become mainstream. The European Union is planning a project called 10T, which is a network of highways connecting all the major cities of Europe. And I thought this would be the ideal scenario where these vehicles could work. So what if Mercedes and Uber come together to provide a high-speed intercity travel service within this, connecting these European cities? So the vehicle that will be designed to do this will have to be highly aerodynamic, with a very low drag body, with smaller batteries, advanced materials which are lightweight, and it can be transparent and safe because of the level 5 autonomy. So the main inspiration for the vehicle for me was the Mercedes C11 prototypes, which were also designed to be efficient at high speeds, but using diesel in the 70s. So how can this vehicle do the same in the future? Presenting the Eurotrans level 5.0. The vehicle has been designed to be as low drag as possible and also employs a lot of different aerodynamic aids like air wheels, Venturi tunnels under the body, and also the wheel shrouds in the front. It is a very special package with a diamond seating layout, which fits 4 people, and this allows the vehicle to be really narrow and long, which is efficient at high speeds. So the vehicle can pick you up from anywhere. You will travel on the highways designed specifically for this vehicle, and it will drop you home to your family. Thank you. And please visit my stand in the atrium if you want to know more about it.
You can sign first, though. Well done. Really cool.
Hello, my name is Rebecca, and I have asked myself the question, how can patients who experience dental fear get a less frightening dental experience? And I did this in collaboration with Darcy and Sol Riksförening. About 60% of the patients experience anxiety and fear when going to the dentist, and around 5 to 10% experience dental phobia. One of the main reasons for being scared when going to the dentist is that the patient doesn't feel in control over the situation, and that it's hard to understand and communicate with the dentist. Have you ever found yourself trying to communicate when going to the dentist with a lot of tools in your mouth? Usually it can sound a little something like this. Therefore, I developed a concept consisting of a control, an indicator, and an app. The Dentiness app will help the patient through the whole patient journey to enhance the communication and the understanding of the treatment in order to make the patient feel more in control over the situation. The patient first gets the appointment, a dentist call, and a reminder later on where they get tips on how to improve their dentist experience. And in the waiting room, they will get the chance to relax their mind during when they are waiting. At the treatment, they will have this control and the option to the opportunity to press pause, no, yes, and info. So when the patient presses one of the buttons, the monitor will light up with the answer so that the dentist can see what the patient wants to say during treatment. And after the treatment, the dentist will fill in the journals and so that the patient can see what was done and the comments from the treatment. So this is my concept, and if you want to know more about my concept, you are welcome to come talk to me or visit my stand in the BFA exhibition. Thank you.
Well done, Rebecca. Let's find a good spot for you. I think that start there is very empty. Cool. Cool. Congratulations.
Hi everyone, my name is Jakob Davoud, graduating from the Master's Program in Advanced Product Design. And in this project, I've been focusing on letting welders create high-quality, long-lasting welds. I have done this project in collaboration with FLIR, and I would now like to introduce to you FLIR Vision. So to the problem. Throughout the years, there's been several catastrophes that has happened because of welds that fail. Just imagine the pressure on the welder's shoulders, knowing that if one little weld fails, it could lead to a disaster. Throughout the project, there were several challenges that I addressed. I wanted to improve the vision of the welders so that they would feel more precise when they perform their work. I wanted to improve the overall quality of the welds that they do. And I wanted to assist them throughout the weld procedure. And this product should really feel like an extension of the welders so that it wouldn't interfere with their usual workflow. So this is FLIR Vision. It is a welding mask with an integrated infrared camera. It measures temperatures before, but also throughout the weld procedure, making sure that welds live up to the tough industry standards. Now I would like to introduce it with a short video. Thank you.
Well done, Jakob. Now, your turn to sign this wall of fame here. Cool. Gratis.
Now, maybe, yes, exactly. Hi everyone, my name is Pontus, and I've been working with forklift accidents, and that's because the forklift is one of the most dangerous vehicles in the workplace today, causing more than 800 accidents each year. And as we can see from this graph here, that number has stayed relatively the same over the last 25 years. But that's not because of a lack of trying from the parties involved. Quite the contrary, in fact. A range of different, both companies and organizations have tried to implement new regulations, improve education for forklift drivers, and also support products both on and around the forklift. But as we can see, none of these changes have managed to bring this number down. I've tried to focus on one of the bigger categories of accidents, which is the ones between forklifts and pedestrians, to try and help these numbers. This situation is especially vulnerable or damaging to the pedestrian because of the heavy weight of the forklift, and of course the pedestrian is completely unprotected and unable to really affect much of the situation. The environment also provides many challenges in itself. It has a high level of both audio and visual information, which can make it hard to focus during a full working day. The situations can also look very different for the driver and the pedestrian, depending on their, or because of their difference in visual obstacles. So my concept that I've created to solve this situation have I chose to call Beacon 1. It's a product consisting of 2 devices fastened to one separate mounting bracket. And this is to make it possible to fit to any existing pallet rack. And the core technology behind this device is a LiDAR motion detection device that can scan down the aisles, both for forklifts and pedestrians, and then, depending on their speed and direction of travel, calculate where they will meet. And when it detects that the forklift has an equal or less than stopping distance to the nearest pedestrian, then it lights up that corner where they will intersect, thus giving them both the ability to heighten their awareness and make the necessary adjustments to prevent an accident. Lastly, I would like to invite you up to the BA exhibition, where I will gladly explain more. Thank you very much.
Well done, Pontus. Let's see. You can reach really high, huh? Cool. Gracias.
Hello, everyone. I'm Yue from Interaction Design Program. Before I start, I would like to bring you back to your childhood. Do you still remember the time when you were drawing like this and trying to express yourself through a pen and a piece of paper? Children need to know more about the world than just what they can learn through text and numbers. Visual art brings children a new perspective to the world, and it always plays a really important role in the education. Most of the children, they like to draw. It's a natural way for them to express themselves. But not all of them could keep drawing in their entire childhood and develop visual art as a hobby or a long-term skill. That is because visual art is something that requires long-time practice to see the improvement. It is easy to get engaged at the beginning when they can create whatever they want. And it is also easier to find the motivation when after they're mastering the skill and they have more control of what they're drawing. But this long practicing time in between could be really tough and less motivated, especially for children. They need support and a strong sense of achievement to be persistent on the things they are learning. That's why so many children give up during this time. And in my project, I'm focusing on this practicing time and try to figure out what is the key to engage children to keep practicing and help them to build the persistent mindset. I would like to introduce you ArtVenture. It's a mixed reality learning platform with visual art curriculum, including an iPad game, a 2-card package, and the AR experience. For the iPad game, it connects the different levels and help children and children could follow the curriculum here. And it's also teach children the visual art theory and try to teach them in a more interactive way, in a way that they could explore the theory by themselves. Besides that, there are also a lot of characters. They are giving children the drawing mission, encourage them to draw more, and support them along the whole way. For the two-card package, it keeps the traditional visual art drawing activities and provides a card that kids could draw on that and use it later in the game. But how they can use it in the game? There is the AR experience, which connects the digital game and the physical activities. Children could directly use their drawing in the game and influence the virtual storyline. Welcome to visit my exhibition and try the magic out by yourself. Thank you so much.
Well done, Yuri. I think before you take it up, maybe over here, huh? Or have you been planning for a special spot?
No. Can I sign here?
Yeah. Good. Congratulations.
Hello. Hi everyone, my name is Rubina Lee and I'm a bachelor graduate. My project is called Connect and my collaboration partner is Split Vision. My project is about the work environment in the professional kitchen and my target group are professional chefs. I have a long experience in this environment and also well aware of the injuries and accidents that can happen because of the high stress level in the kitchen. So I asked myself, how can we improve the environment in the kitchen by minimizing stress and injuries among professional chefs? The most important features are teamwork, good communication, and good hygienic environment. Among the following problems I found during my research, high level of noise is one of the most severe problems, so I choose to work with that. Chefs are constantly exposed to different types of noise that can cause hearing impairment in longer term. So let me present to you Connect. It's a protective noise-canceling device that allows chefs to communicate effectively without disturbing their workflow. To end my presentation, I'm going to show a movie of my result. Enjoy.
Tjena. Anna! Anna! Och sätt Anna. Va? Kom, det är stressigt där ute. Ja, okej. Kom nu med en gång.
Yes, jag kommer. Jag ska bara ta här.
Tack för det. Tack för det. Tack för det. Jag ska där först nu. Anna, 2 oxfilé. Kan du komma med det?
Ja, men jag kommer med det. Bra.
Härligt.
Thank you.
Now, choose a good, nice spot for you there. Really, always up.
Hi, Today we expect all products we use to be safe to use. We expect a superior build quality and options to fit our needs and tastes. Therefore, modern assembly lines have to be capable to produce high-quality products without any glitches, with customizable options in a short amount of time, and at a competitive price. But what does this mean for the operators working in the assembly line? And how does it affect their daily work environment? So hi, my name is Thomas and I am graduating from the Master Program in Advanced Product Design. To find out more about assembly lines and to have a professional feedback on my project, I teamed up with Atlas Copco Industrial Technique. Together we formed the question, how might we improve the workstations of assembly lines? To get a solid understanding of the assembly process, I visited 4 different companies within Sweden. I got an overview of assembly lines that create products with different sizes, ranging from desktop lab equipment to car engines and truck cabins and into large forestry vehicles. I found out that each assembly line is a unique system with processes that vary from company to company. The operators, however, face the same challenges, such as monotony and physical strain through repetitive tasks, cognitive load through cramped workstations with many tools and parts, and stress from short takt times. And if you're wondering, the icon should be there actually. The operators, however, face this. I also talked to the production engineers and learned that the setup of small-scale assembly lines has to be very flexible since it's a constantly evolving environment due to new products or new customized options. My solution to these demands is called COE. Here it is. It's a desktop-operated system that consists of a carrier robot and a collaborative robotic arm that work together with the human operator. The robotic system can move freely on the table interface and dock on the table if it needs to lift heavy objects. COE takes over repetitive and high-precision tasks while the operator adds the human flexibility, for instance, to place special parts or cables, or when an eye for quality is needed. This way, COE is bridging the gap between a fully automated and an operator-driven manual assembly line. The operator benefits by getting assistance and guidance through the system, which makes the operator more flexible and the line more efficient. So, if you want to know more about the future of assembly lines and see the physical model, please visit me upstairs. Thank you.
Thomas, come over here. You can take it off later. Lots of space there. Cool. Well done.
Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Sami Laiho and I come from Finland. I will now introduce you my transportation design thesis called Lexus Project Heliotrope. Enjoy. During studying past 3 years, I have lived in 3 different countries and in 7 different apartments. I have only been able to carry my most necessary and important belongings with me. Because all my stuff can fit in 2 suitcases, I have learned to reduce the essential belongings that I'm carrying with me. In the year 2030, approximately 6 out of every 10 people will live in the urban area. And the number of megacities is growing, especially in Asia. Massive congestion sets high standards for the city planners. Accelerating globalization is driving us toward the situation where all types of transportation must be optimized to gain space, time, and efficiency. Japan has always been a pioneer in technology and development, and therefore I turn my attention to Tokyo, which metro area has now more than 38 million citizens. Because space is at premium smart mobility solutions are needed. By harnessing vehicles to work in cooperation with infrastructure, the efficiency of both units could be improved. This is what we perceive as a car today, right? 4 wheels, front, back, and a cabin in the middle. But what actually is a car? Could this be how we perceive the car in the future? What if the cabin could be something that is traveling with us, something that is always carrying our belongings wherever we go? Based on my experiences and thoughts, Lexus Heliotrope was created. It's a vehicle concept that questions the primary purpose of the future car. It's targeting customers with high domestic travel occupation. By using Heliotrope, customers are able to enjoy their personal lifestyle and maintain the regular living standard higher, unlike staying in a normal hotel where provision of services varies all the time. It demonstrates that by cooperating with infrastructure, vehicle scope of use could be extended outside the traffic. Lexus Heliotrope is a 3-part system including a shared platform, personal capsule, and a building for part-time living. It's a service that allows the personal capsule to be used as extension of living, which also improves the efficiency of the vehicle. Lexus Heliotrope buildings exist in several locations, making it possible to use it almost every big city in Japan. After the travel, the capsule can be detached from the platform and then attached into the building, giving the user more personal space while staying at the Heliotrope. The capsule contains storage for all the essential items that you need while you're staying abroad. Imagine it's like a balcony with all your belongings traveling with you. Lexus Heliotrope is a vehicle concept which redefines how we perceive a car in the future. It also improves the efficiency of a personally owned vehicle by extending its scope of use outside the traffic. If you want to know more, please visit my podium at the TD exhibition, and thank you all for watching.
Well done, Sami. Thanks. Let's see. What is your favorite spot here? Have you been looking for?
I didn't, but I can. Because let's keep it low.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hannah, and I'm a bachelor graduate. I've been collaborating with RISE Interactive and Aleva Omsorg. Imagine that you are talking to someone you've known your whole life, like your mom, for example. And suddenly, she looks at you and says, "Who are you?" Because the fact is that your mom has dementia, and she doesn't remember you. Conversation is usually the way we nurture a conversation. But when it's difficult to talk about the past, and it's also difficult to talk about the future, how do we keep a relationship? This is Pebbles, a conversational supporter that is with you in the moment of the interaction. It's a visual, tactile, and intellectual tool designed to be used in an elderly home. The different materials have different qualities to awaken the senses. And the underneath side is divided into 3 categories: visual experience, tactile experience, and conversational triggers. So depending, so as an activity to do together, you go to the Pebbles library and you pick out the pieces together that you find interesting, like that, and then you use them during your conversation. So depending on you as a close relative and the level of dementia, you can customize Pebbles. And Pebbles is not a memory game because from user research, it was really difficult when people with dementia didn't remember. You kind of felt hurt. So Pebbles will help you find a way through a conversation. It's something to build on the current state of the relationship and to focus on the present moment. Because when dealing with dementia, that is the most important thing. So if you want to know more and check it out, you can find me and Pebbles in the Bachelor exhibition space. Thank you.
Well done, Hannah. Let's see, find a special place for you here. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Engin, and today I'm going to talk about asbestos. I guess you guys heard about this material, but you can't relate what exactly it is. So it's basically a construction ingredient that can be applied to any kind of material, and it amplifies its features. And because of this, it has been called, back in the days, the wonder material. But later on, it has been also discovered this material is highly cancerogenic, and it causes various respiratory diseases and heart failure. So after that, several countries has banned this material, but this ban doesn't cover the application or the asbestos applications already in use. So in the future, we have to remove this material. And to show the severity of the situation, I'm going to just share some statistics from UK. Basically, there are more than 6 million tons of asbestos applied within the buildings. Majority of hospitals and public schools has this material as well. Not to mention, more than half of the housings has this material within the walls. So today, the demolition companies take care of this problem because in order to move with demolition, you have to strip down the building first. Otherwise, you might create an asbestos epidemic in that region of that city. And this process relies heavily on humans. And when it comes to asbestos, the key factor is sealing the workspace. But as you can see, the sealing area relies on low fidelity solutions, and it's tedious work to set up these decontamination areas. And these guys also work in these hazmat suits, and these hazmat suits are not designed to work with power tools. And this is an example of an entry point for this decontamination area. As you can see, it is quite a nimble, compact surface or boot. And in that room, they switch gear, suit up for the hazmat suit, and also they also clean up their tools. And you can imagine after 8 hours of shift, you go into that small booth and you have to sanitize all the power tools truly. On the other hand, these power tools are not designed to remove asbestos, and basically they are impossible to clean truly. So what if we took action and designed a product for this solution? Oh, sorry, a task. So perhaps this product could remove asbestos and pack it into safe format so it can be transported safely. And maybe it could create a portable decontamination area. So this is Epiroc ARP. It is first product in the context that is designed to remove asbestos. It is small and nimble enough to be carried in a minivan, and it can be transported also in a pickup truck as well. And it can maneuver easily in an apartment, and it works autonomously during the night shifts where there is no workers around to reduce the exposures. This is Epiroc ARP. If you are interested more in the project or asbestos removal, please drop by at my podium. Thank you.
Well done. Let's see. No, come on. Let's spread a little bit more. Cool. Congratulations.
All right. Hey guys, my name is Dennis Vilenica. I'm from BFA3. I'm gonna keep this really short because I'm about to have a fucking heart attack right now. But for thank you guys. So, yeah, I used to work as a car wrapper for more than 7 years. During these years, I encountered a lot of problems regarding the heat gun. Here's a few examples. The cable gets entangled all the time, and it gets dirty. The cable is not long enough, and there is no hook. And even if there was a hook, the nozzle of the gun still burns everything it comes in contact with. So here's my final result. Big gun. It's a new, improved ergonomic heat gun, specially designed for car wrappers of today and tomorrow. It has some cool features. Come by my podium and check it out. That's it. Thank you, UID.
That was really good. Okay, let's find you chalk. Very cool. You can come back later when nobody's here and you do it again.
Hello, my name is Siddharth, and I'm graduating from the Interaction Design program. For my project, I had the pleasure to collaborate with Atlas Copco Industrial Technique. And I'm really excited to share my work with you, augmenting assembly line operations through multimodal interaction. And I have just under 3 minutes to do this. It's quite stressful working against a ticking clock. And this is exactly the kind of stress that assembly operators need to constantly work under. Along with the stress of performing under strict takt times, their work is extremely complex and requires high precision and accuracy. During my project, I found that it is not just physically and mentally demanding, but also repetitive and monotonous. The complex nature of the task makes it very difficult and costly to automate. Here, you can see 2 robots struggling to assemble a simple IKEA chair, something that you or I may have done very easily. It's really funny to see these robots glitch. There are many tasks in the final assembly process that today's robots cannot perform. They lack critical aspects like dual arm control and improved sense of vision, touch, and force. Hence, the human dynamism is extremely crucial to any assembly operation. In line with that, my project aims to attain a balance between reduced monotony of assembly operations and higher precision in these tasks. As a result, I focused on training operators through multimodal interaction, providing them feedback through the most appropriate sense. Because humans are by nature multimodal, we experience the world through the combination of different senses. Augmented reality, sound, and haptic interfaces cater to these senses, resulting in a more effective training. By doing this, the capacity to train operators across multiple tasks thus makes them super operators. These super operators can now work across various assembly lines and are no longer limited to one repetitive task. I'm confident that this technology has the potential to revolutionize training methodologies and help reduce the work stress of assembly line operators. Please come visit my exhibition to experience training through all the different modalities and to see how I have tried to develop a distributed information system. Thank you.
Good spot. Well done.
Good morning. My name is Raul. I'm from the Transportation Design program. And I wanted to start my thesis asking the question, what if a vehicle could become a celebration of humanity? But why is it important to celebrate humanity? We know that artificial intelligence is here to stay. And smart machines are taking over more and more tasks each day. If we continue like this, we run the risk of living in a future with no relevant field for human action. So I got inspired by the arts and crafts movement, and as they did in the 19th century against industrial alienation, I wanted to create a project as a reaction to algorithmic alienation. For that reason, I took inspiration from traditional handcrafted methods, and by celebrating the work of craftspeople, I was able to create a living space that could become an object of heirloom that could transcend technology and trends. The focus of the interior is enabling human interaction, and as you may see, it's an autonomous car. So it's actually algorithms driving this car. But the idea behind this is to use algorithms in the right way, so they can provide a humanizing experience. In this case, just a simple conversation. I wanted to have a ceremonial atmosphere for the interior, and that's because every conversation should be celebrated, because it can never be repeated. So the brand for the project is Rolls-Royce, and that's obviously because of their artistic and handcrafted approach to creating vehicles, which is already a much more humanistic manufacturing process, as you let craftsmen embrace their essence through their work. So, as a conclusion, what I did was just try to celebrate humanity, doing what I do and loving what I do. And if you would like to tell me how you would like to celebrate humanity, just come to my exhibition in the TD space. Thanks.
Excellent, Raul. Excellent. Let's see. You are the last one to sign.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
In this block.
Yeah.
How about that? Okay, this is the end of the third part of the student presentations. And before we move anywhere, I just would like to ask all of the graduates who presented during today and yesterday if they could stand up here in the project studio so you can see all of them. And maybe you can show your impression about what they have been showing you these last 2 days with a big, big hand. I think you guys deserve. That sounds about right, yeah? That's cool. All right, so now we'll take a break, stretch our legs. There will be the famous fika offered to you, coffee and something sweet. That's happening outside in the restaurant, Hansson and Hammer. Most of you are already familiar with how to get there. So enjoy the little break. We'll come back here at 11:30. There's a few things you can still do. I hope you will, if you haven't done a photo in the photo booth with the red carpet, please do take a selfie there. And you could also visit the exhibition, which is right now very open. We have something to tell you. Don't leave today without taking a little booklet. You will realize that as you walk around the exhibition, you can collect cards from each project and put them in a little box.